What's up, guys? Fat Samurai Guy here. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. A little quick recap of my experience with the show so far. I didn't really like it at first. I was on the verge of just saying, not really. It just wasn't doing it for me. And I came in towards the end of the first season, and it started with the beginning of the second season. I kind of stuck with it, basically out of boredom. Kind of similar to Gotham, just I was bored, so I kept watching it. But like Gotham, the show's better than Gotham, but in a similar way like Gotham, the show did evolve and get a little bit better. It got a lot better, and I was hooked. I was like, alright, this show's kind of cool now. So here we are back, season 3. The episode starts out with a man by the name of Joey. He's freaking out in the middle of the street, okay? He's touching things, cars, scaffolding, buildings, and they're all melting. He has some kind of melting ability. So he's freaking out. He doesn't know what's going on. He's asking for help. People are seeing him. They're running away. They're freaking out. It's chaos. A group of soldiers arrive, guns drawn, taking orders from a mysterious woman, and they're basically there to get him. They're basically there to take him out. And even then, Joey accidentally melts their guns and runs away. But luckily, just in time, S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up. You got Lance, Mac, and Skye. Now going by the name of Daisy. I don't really like this. I know that's her real name, but she has evolved into a badass now, okay? Why is she going by Daisy? I mean, it's just kind of like, alright, Skye fits your character even more now, but you want to go by Daisy, that's fine. So, Daisy is very comfortable with her powers now, and she ends up blowing all those soldier guys away. Not killing them, but blowing them away. And they end up rescuing Joey, and they call for an escape pod. It comes crashing down. They put him in there. They basically kind of let him know that this is your best alternative. And I know we understand you're freaking out right now, but believe me, we're here to help you. Okay, we're here to rescue you. You know. And he ends up going into the pod. The pod rockets up to a helijet that Coulson is running, and then everybody makes their escape as well. The vehicle pulls up, and the mysterious woman appears, and she's not happy. She's like, you guys failed, good job. But what she doesn't know is a little bit farther back into the crowd, you see S.H.I.E.L.D. director Phil Coulson basically taking photos and video of the woman's identity for further analysis. Oh, and also, if those of you that don't know, Phil got his hand cut off in last season, so he has a robotic hand now. How convenient. So as of now, it seems like S.H.I.E.L.D. is going around trying to find and rescue other Inhumans, but they've been failing. Another team has been beating them to the punch, and they cannot find, so far, 5 Inhumans have been missing. You find out later that all 5 Inhumans are dead and were killed with a very large blast to the chest. Phil meets with Bobby and asks her, hey, we need Fitz back on the team. I know what Fitz is out there. I know what he's trying to do. Okay? But we need him back on the team. I need his brain. Okay? You need to call him. Tell him we need him. So Bobby ends up calling Fitz and tells him, hey, man, I can't cover for you anymore. All right? You need to stop this investigation on Agent Simmons. Okay? You need to cut it and come back. Fitz replies to her on the phone that he's got to do one more stop. There's one more thing he needs to do. Fitz then ends up meeting with some shady characters down there and wants to trade them some S.H.I.E.L.D. technology for an item that will help him discover the secret of the alien rock monolith. Basically, Fitz is still looking for Agent Simmons, who got sucked into the monolith at the very end of the last season. He barely escapes with the item and his life and ends up back at S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters. Fitz has a theory that the monolith is a black hole of sorts, a gateway to another dimension. But to his dismay, when he opens up that item that he got from the thugs, he takes the scroll out and it says the word death in Hebrew. And there's really nothing he can do with that. So Coulson comes in, still kind of, supportive, but then, he kind of has to give him some tough love. And he's like, I understand you miss Agent Simmons. We all do. But there's work to be done. We need you back on the team. We need you to get things going. We got to discover out who this group is, who this mysterious woman is. The team ends up finding out the whereabouts of the mysterious woman. She ends up getting on a subway. So Coulson and Lance end up apprehending her on the subway. Little do they know that it was all a trap set up by her. She knew they were coming, and so they're captured at the moment. The woman reveals that her name is Rosalind Price, the head of the ATCU, the Advanced Threat Containment Unit, formed by the government. Rosalind wants to stop and probably kill all the Inhumans, but she wanted to let Coulson know that they had absolutely nothing to do with the 5 Inhuman corpses that were found dead, with a huge blast in their chest. Coulson, surprised by hearing this, kind of surprises her back and says, well, we don't have anything to do with that. We're trying to find Inhumans. We're not trying to kill them. Rosalind walks away to make a few phone calls. Meanwhile, Phil and Lance make their escape. Back at headquarters, Daisy and Mac meet with Joey, who's still kind of freaked out about what's going on, and they kind of let him know. They're like, you really want to know the truth? Are you sure? He's like, let me know. Let's do this. I can take anything. And she says, well, you have alien DNA in you, which has been triggered, and now it's out and about for the world to see, and that's why you have the powers and abilities you have. Of course, Joey doesn't take this well, and he starts laughing hysterically, and he's kind of like, yeah, sure, alien DNA. Yeah, sure, buddy. Let me get my jacket on. You guys are all freaks. Let me just, where's the exit? I'm out of here. And they were kind of telling him, like, well, we hate to break this news to you, but because you're exposed now and the whole world has seen what you can do, you cannot go back to the normal life that you know and love. So then he really freaks out after that, and then Daisy has to knock him out and kind of calm him down, put him in his place. But they're trying to let him know that we're actually here to help guide you, to help train you, to help you discover and control your powers before we let you go. So Daisy and Mac talk to each other, and they realize, they're going to need some help training this guy. So let's find the best trainer that they know, Lincoln, who's actually posed as a doctor right now in the hospital. So they end up meeting with Lincoln. They ask him for his help. He denies. He says, screw you guys. And then all of a sudden, the hospital gets dark. And you hear this creepy voice, this deep voice saying, where are the Inhumans? And then this thing was freaky looking, okay? If I saw this thing coming at me, I'm going the other way, okay? I'm out of here. That's it. And this huge, I'm assuming it's an Inhuman itself. It definitely looks alien. Comes out of nowhere, this huge figure. And he ends up taking on all 3. He ends up fighting Mac. He ends up fighting Lincoln with his powers and Daisy with her powers all at the same time. They barely defeat this thing. I mean, they mostly kind of just annoy it and kind of get it out of the way. But that thing's going to come back. So then Lincoln escapes with Mac and Daisy out of the hospital. Back at headquarters, you see Fitz break into the containment room that holds the monolith. He walks up to it, and he stares it in the face, and he's just punching it and just angry at it and just, speak to me! He's losing it, because he's in love with Simmons, Agent Simmons, who's missing. Oh, speaking of love, okay, sorry to get off track here, but Bobby and frickin' Lance, just make up your guys' mind. Make up your mind, show. Either they're together or they're not, okay? Yeah, next. Getting tired of this. So back to Fitz. He's just like, speak to me! And he's really emotional. And all of a sudden, the camera pans to another world. Another dimension, perhaps. And you see the camera pan across the whole land. And you see Agent Simmons come into view. And of course, she looks like she's scared out of her mind. I think anybody would, being in an alien planet or wherever she is. And dun dun dun, Agent Simmons is still alive. So we'll see. Very entertaining season debut from S.H.I.E.L.D. I would have to give this episode a 3.8 out of 5. Hopefully the show remains strong and they keep entertaining us with these types of episodes. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode, this premiere. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And I'll see you next time on the next episode. Peace.